everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk about Black History Month. The month that is a celebration of my people, because I am a black man and everything. And it's about all our accomplishments, all the oppression that we have gone through over like centuries of living in like America and stuff like that. And even till this day, we are still being oppressed. And so I'm here today to talk to you about certain characters or TV shows or episodes that revolve around Black History Month that I personally enjoy. So I'm here today to talk to you about Hang Time Season 2 episode Superman Brodis. So this is an episode that focuses around Teddy. Teddy is played by that of Anthony Anderson. This is one of his like earlier roles. Anthony Anderson was a great addition to this show, starting with the second season, but he only lasted for 2 seasons. And so, like, this was back in, like, 1996, probably. So it's, like, early 90s. Not early 90s, but it's, like, mid-late 90s. So back in the 90s format, pretty much everybody's on the show is white, except for, like, one Jewish character, one like Italian, one black, and maybe one Hispanic. That is it. And so it's like early days television and stuff where diversity just wasn't like a factor for them. And so one of the breakout stars is actually the Teddy character played by Anthony. He's one of like, the best. I remember like seeing him thinking, man, this dude's gonna like make it one day, and bam, he did. After he left this, he started doing movies and stuff. And then he ended up having his own show on ABC. Now, the main thing about like, this show is very similar to like Saved by the Bell and like California Dreams and stuff like that. They use the high school locker area from California Dreams. They use Zach Morris' bedroom for Teddy's bedroom. And so the dude who made those shows took over in the second season. And so like the premise of this episode has to do with Teddy's dad trying to get back in his life. He hasn't seen his dad in nearly like a decade and a half. His dad was like a famous basketball player, but then after all that, he just never came back. Divorced his mom, stuff like that. Basically, his father abandoned him and stuff. And so, but he still idolized his father. His friends are trying to get in his head, maybe he's not the same person that you knew he was, stuff like that. When Teddy sees his dad, he's overwhelmed. But then his dad starts to pick at his weight in a very, very rude way. And after that, he constantly is like barking orders at his son. When his son's goofing around a little bit, he tells his son to get serious, this and that. And the characters, his friends' mind, they're all like, this dude literally abandoned you and he's now trying to like tell you what to do and rule your life and stuff. And, at first this really upset Teddy, but he didn't want to listen to his friends. But then all that teasing and making fun of really got to him to where he let his dad have it. And this has one of the most emotional scenes ever with the whole Teddy character. And the thing is, when you see Teddy, like, really let his father have it, talking about how, all he wanted was like a father and you abandoned him, and maybe we should just like, do what we always do. You just call for holidays and I see you then and stuff like that. So many people can relate to that. So many young boys, girls, it doesn't matter what race you are, but then again, especially black people. Like, this is one thing that, a lot of black sitcoms try to teach. They try to show like a black family in a better light, especially that of the father, because so many fathers abandon their kids and so many black fathers abandon their kids. And we like just about every person has gone through something like that. Like heck, even I have. And it's so weird when they try to get back in your lives when you're older. It's kind of like, well, who are you, stranger? Like, I don't know you. And stuff, you know? And it's like they always do that crap. They always try to come back in your life, act like they a big shot. Like they so fancy and you supposed to worship the ground they stand on, but they ain't nothing. And that's one things I always liked about Family Matters or Carl Winslow, or like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Uncle Phil, is that they stayed. No matter how rough it got, how tough it was, they stayed. And they shown people what it's like to be a real father. And more importantly, a real black father. Because, you know, being black in the world, you're going to get dumped on for everything. And then, so the last thing you want is to be like a deadbeat, like, father, you know? And it's like, yeah, there are other races that do it, but people always remember when it's the black father that does it. And so, like, this is why I like shows like this. This was like a teen comedy from back in the day, a bunch of kids just playing basketball and stuff. It's like it tries to teach people those life lessons, you know, because you know, that's the great thing about television. It's almost like school. You're having your homework and you don't really realize it until you get older and stuff, you know? And so at the end of the episode, those two decided they're gonna work on their relationship. He's gonna try to be a better father, and that one day his son can be proud of him for reals, and then he can be proud of himself, you know. And you know that's one thing I always hate seeing, because I'm always seeing, like, you know, when I'm at the store, I'm always seeing all these single black women with their kids, and I never see the fathers. Maybe they're at work, or maybe they just like dipped out, you know. This is something that really needs to stop. Because when it comes to young boys, especially young black boys, they tend to find a father figure in the wrong sense. And then they end up in places they don't want to be. Happy Black History Month, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye.